how to do super easy accounts in Excel. This beginner's Excel accounts tutorial will show all of you who are running micro businesses or small businesses or looking to start your business how to set up a spreadsheet that will be able to take care of your accounts. And you will see that you do not need a complicated accounts package to be able to do simple accounts in Excel. So I'm Simon from Computer Tutoring. Let's get started, shall we? Here we go. So this is the account sheet that will be created. We'll have the date of when we've got the expense or receipt, where we've received money, what it is, whether it's expense, whether it's a receipt. We'll also do a running total as well. And then we've got the receipts here and the expenses and what's expenses and the received. And also, this is a bit wrong here, we'll have what they call the balance at the top there. So let's get started, show how you will be able to do that. So let's go to book one there. That's good. So first thing, just before we start, just a quick thing on housekeeping with Excel, or terminology, I suppose you could say. First thing is, at the top of the screen is an area known as the ribbon, and the ribbon has various tabs available on it, as you can see. The tab I want to make sure that everybody's got selected is the Home tab on the ribbon. Okay, and great, excellent. Now all of these little squares here on the grid are known as cells, and each one of these cells has a cell reference that you can see at the top. So at the moment I've got cell J6 selected, and you can see it says J6 there at the top. Again, it's a good idea to keep that in mind. Also, I never like working with a spreadsheet at arm's length. So if your spreadsheet and the grid is too small and you're typing in figures and it's too small, you can use, and let me just move myself up and out of the way a little bit here. There we go. You can use this little slider down in the bottom right-hand corner. So you can either click on the plus just down here if you want to, or you can click on the little minus if you want to. And that will allow you to make the spreadsheet just a little bit larger. Let me just do that a little bit so you can, yeah, that's good, excellent. So let's get started. So first thing is we're going to click on cell A1, just click on it once, and we're going to type in the word date, because we need to know the date of whether it's a purchase or whatever we're going to do there. Now after you've typed any information, what you need to do is press the tab key to move one to the right. So I'm just going to show you here where the tab key is on the keyboard. So hopefully you've got that one just here. Yep, so you can see there, I hope that's got that there, the tab key. Has it got it? Yep, that's great. So we're going to press that tab key to move across. So let me just do that now. Let's just back onto Excel, press tab. There we go. And now that's entered date in. Brilliant. Next, we need to have a description. So let's type in the word description. So there we go. So description. There we go, and I'm going to press tab to move across. Now notice here that the N is sort of, from the word description, is spilling out into column C. Not so good here, so we're going to automatically just adjust the width of column B. So I'm going to take the mouse to between the dividing line between B and C, press and hold the mouse button down and drag one across to the right here. When I let go of my mouse button, then description, it's wide enough, B column's wide enough to accommodate the word description. That's great. So next we need to type in the expense column, which is where we're underneath, which we're going to list all of our expenses. Press tab and then received. Okay, and press tab. And last but not least, we will work out the running total. Press tab. Again, we've got the same issue with the word total. It's spilling over into column F. So instead of dragging this time, I'm just going to take the mouse and I'm going to double click with the mouse, 2 clicks. Okay, and then it'll automatically adjust the width of the column. Starting to look good, excellent. So let's type in some expenses and some receipts. So if we click on A2, we're going to type in a date. Now this month is December 2020, as the time I'm recording this. So I'm going to type in 1/12/2020 for my first, well, this is actually receipt. It's going to be capital, the amount of money I saved. So I press tab. Brilliant. So just before I carry on and type in the description, firstly notice that I've typed in forward slashes. I use forward slashes to separate the day, the month and the year, or month, day and year if you're in the US. Okay, and then the column originally wasn't wide enough to accommodate that date, so hashtags appeared. So if you ever see hashtags it means your column's not wide enough. So go up, double click, and then you'll no longer see hashes. Alrighty then, make sure we're in B2, we can type in the text capital and press tab. It's not an expense, it's an amount received. So I'm going to type in 2,000, press tab. That's great. Now, you see this 2,000 here. I want it to say £2,000. It could be $2,000 or euros, but I want it to be £2,000. I want it to be currency. So I'm just going to draw your attention to a nice little button just at the top here. And it's the accounting format button. So it's just that one just there. So that's the one that we're going to click on. So if I hover over it, it says it comes up accounting number format. Let's just do that again. So when I click on accounting number format, you can see that now shows pounds and pence. Great. So let's go back to the first one here. Let's say I've got the capital and I've got my money. I'm going to spend some money on items. So I'm going to type in gloves. So I've just typed first of /12/2020 tab gloves. This is an expense and it's £5. So I've typed in -5 because it's an expense. As I press tab, as you can see, it's again not pounds and pence. It's not in currency. I want to make it in an accounting format. After all, this is an Excel or an accounting spreadsheet. So I can click on that and I can click at the top, and yeah, that's worked. And hopefully you're comfortable with that now. But it's a bit hand to mouth. What I mean basically is I don't want to have to go through every expense or every receipt and then click on that little button at the top. So what I can do is I can pre-prepare them. That's a word, pre-prepare, I think it is. So I'm going to click and hold my mouse button on C, drag across to D. Okay, so, and then I'm going to, so it's click, hold my mouse button on C, drag across to D and let go. And now if I click on my accounting format, everything in these columns are formatted. Okay, as pounds and pence. So I then can go back up to the top here, and let's say for instance I had another expense. So I need 2020, I'm going to type in garden fork, press a tab and say that was £10. And now you can see that's come up as £10. I'm going to press enter again. Now I've pressed enter here and you see it's moved my cursor back to the beginning. Just as you get into this and start typing in expenses and receipts, you'll find it just automatically, the cursor will automatically go to the beginning of the row, the next row. So let's type another couple of expenses. Lawnmower. That's good, that's £100. There we go, excellent. And you can just keep on typing expenses and receipts. So say for instance the next day I thought, well, I better get some I did some mowing and I received £50 for that. Okay, press tab or enter. Let's say for instance I needed to buy some lunch and that was £5. There we go, excellent. So there we go, and that's how you should enter in your expenses and your receipts, what you meant, you know, expense and receipt. So now I want to know how much money I've spent, how much money I've made, and what's my balance, what's left in the bank. So what I'm going to do is highlight rows 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to click and hold my mouse button down on row 1, drag down to 2 and 3, and let go. And you can see these over on the left-hand side, these 3 are highlighted. I'm then going to right click and then go down to and click on insert. And then what that does is it's inserted 3 rows at the top of our spreadsheet. Excellent. So now I'm going to click on A1 and type in the word expenses, press enter, and then received. Okay. So now what I need to do is I need to add up all of the expenses. So I'm going to click in B1 here. Now there's a nice little feature that will enable me to quickly add up all of my expenses. So let's introduce you to the AutoSum. So over on the right hand side here, I've highlighted in pink. Oh, there we go. That there, it looks like a backwards 3 or a on the side M. It's actually the Greek sigma character, but it's there to represent formulas in Excel. But if you click on this button, as you do here, you can see in the formula over here, it automatically writes equals sum and brackets in. So this is what's known as a function. It's something that will help you easily add things up. So what I want to do is add up expenses. So I'm going to go to C5 just here and click and hold my mouse button down and drag down. Now I keep the mouse button held down as I drag down, and you can see my spreadsheet moves down to various rows. Now I need to anticipate how much expenses or receipts I'm going to have. So I'm going to go up to 100 and let go. That's great. So I reckon it's going to be, you know, see like 100. I could do as far as I want, and I can go down as far as I think's necessary. When I've done that, what I need to do to enter it is press the enter on the keyboard. So I press enter, and then if I use the mouse wheel to roll up, I can see I've spent £120. Let's do that with received. So I click on received. I then click on this AutoSum button here at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to start off with D5 and then hold my mouse button down and drag down all the way down, keep going down until I get to 100. Let go, and then I press enter on the keyboard. Use the mouse wheel to roll up, and I can see that's how much money I've received. So now I need to know how much money I've got in the bank. That's my balance. So I'm going to click on D1 just here and type in the word balance. Oops. Press tab to move across. And then what I would do for the balance here is I can sum these two up here, or I can just add them up if I want to. So I can go equals. I'm just going to zoom in so I can really show you this. I'm just going to do this a bit manually so you can see this. Equals. I'm going to click on B1, add B2, and press enter. And that's how much the balance is, or how much money I've got left over in the bank. We're almost done. What we just need to do now is the running total. So how do I do that? So I'm going to click in E5. That's where I want my running total to be. I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit here. Next thing I'm going to do is click on my autofill. So that's over here. So one click on the autofill and go back. And it's come up equals sum D5. That is not right. We need to just change this a little bit. So I'm going to use the mouse and click on C5 and drag to D5. And if you look at the sum now, it says C5, and that's a colon in between and D5. Now, before we continue, we need to adjust this formula a little bit. So I'm just going to go really close in here and use the mouse to click between the C and the 5. Now, what I'm going to do is add a $sign in here. So I'm going to hold the shift key down and press $, and you can see it's added a $sign in between C and 5. Now, at this point, I want to make it absolutely clear that this $sign is no way related to the currency. By putting that $sign in there, we're not changing it from pounds and pence into dollars and cents. No, just think of that dollar as a way of fixing the C5 part of the formula, or more importantly, row 5. Think of the dollar as a nail. So just as you would use a nail to fix something, we would use a dollar to nail or fix that part of the formula. That makes the running total work. So press enter to finish. So now we can see we've got 2000. So on the 1st of, you can see on the 1st of December, we have 2000. But what we can now do is use a feature in Excel called AutoFill. I'm going to take my mouse over this little green dots. You see, as I take that little green dot just in the bottom right hand corner of the cursor of the selected cell, when I hover over it, my mouse cursor turns into a black cross. I can click and hold my mouse button down and drag down to the bottom here, and I have my running total. What's more, I don't have to stop there. I can go here and I can drag all the way down to however far down I think I need to go. I think, what did I do before? It was like 100, wasn't it? So there we go. And you can see I've got my running totals there. I'm just going to use the wheel on the mouse, just roll up with the wheel on my mouse here. That's great. So now the beauty of this sheet is I can keep on adding. So say, for instance, on the 3rd of December, I did some pruning. Okay. And then I received, let's say, £40 for that. And I can press enter, goes back. You can see that my running total has updated, and it's also updated at the top just here. Of course, when I realized I was using it maybe a pair of scissors, I needed to probably go out at the same day and buy some shears. And there we go. And that cost me a good pair of shears. I got £20 here, and then it goes down, and there we go. The running total's updated. So what we would just need to do now is save the spreadsheet, click on the save button to save the spreadsheet, give the spreadsheet a name, and there we have it. So the next tutorial will be showing you how to change your spreadsheet from looking like this to looking like this. That's right. We're going to show you how to make your accounts look pretty in Excel. If you got anything out of this tutorial when you're watching this on YouTube, then give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and click on the notifications button so you don't miss how to make your Excel spreadsheet look pretty. If you have any comments or suggestions on how you do accounts or any problems that you've had, please list them in the comments below and be more than happy to get back to you. I'm Simon from Computer Tutoring. Just want to say thank you so much for watching.